SS उलाका, श्री अडूर प्रकाश, डॉक्टर अब्दू समंद समदनी, श्री मनीष तिवारी, श्री प्रद्युत बारोदोलाई, श्री गिरधारी यादव, श्रीमती गीता कोरा, श्री फ्रांसिस्को सेरेडिना, श्री S जगदरक्षण, श्री SR प्रतिभन, श्री फारूक अब्दुल्ला, श्रीमती ज्योत्सना महंत, श्री A गणेश मूर्ति, श्रीमती माला राय, श्री P वेलुस्वामी, श्री A चेले कुमार, श्री साक्षी शशि थरूर, श्री मोहम्मद सदीक, श्री MK विष्णु प्रसाद, श्री PP मोहम्मद फैजल, श्रीमती सजदा अहमद, श्री जसवीर गिल, डॉक्टर कार्ति चिदम्बरम, श्री सुदीप बंदोपाध्याय, श्रीमती डिम्पल यादव, श्री हसनैन मुर्शिदी, श्री दानिश अली, श्री खैलुर रहमान, श्री राजीव रंजन सिंह, श्री DNB सेंथिल कुमार, श्री संतोष कुमार, श्री दौलचंद गोस्वामी, श्री रणवीर सिंह बिट्टू, श्री दिनेश चंद्रा यादव, श्री K सुधाकरण, श्री अमोल खोले, श्री सुशील कुमार रिंकू एंड श्री महाबली सिंह MP एंड श्री सुनील कुमार सिंह, श्री ST हसन, श्री M धनुष कुमार, श्रीमती प्रतिभा सिंह, श्री थोल तिरुमावलम, श्री चंद्रशेखर प्रसाद, श्री आलोक कुमार सुमन, श्री दिलेश्वर कामत MP in utter disregard to the House and authority of the chair, including by display of placards and entering into the well of the House, and having been named by the chair, resolved that the above mentioned members may be suspended from the service of the House for the remainder of the session under Rule 3742.
प्रश्न है कि माननीय मंत्री जी द्वारा प्रस्तुत प्रस्ताव को स्वीकृत किया जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य इसके विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ। सभा की कार्यवाही 2 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
Big breaking news coming in right now. More Lok Sabha MPs have been suspended. The names were just read out. Meanwhile, the House stands adjourned till about 2 o'clock is what has been said right now amid ruckus and pandemonium in the House that essentially continues. A list of MPs, in fact, have been suspended. Mosmi is getting us more details on that. An ever-growing list of suspended MPs. About 41 MPs have been suspended again from Lok Sabha, Mosmi.
Right, Sneha, and that's breaking now. Mr. Meghwal actually proposed that motion, named the specific MPs who were to be suspended, and even the chair said that this was a gross, misuse of the rights of the MPs who are constantly raising placards, shouting slogans, entering the well and disrupting the proceedings of the House. The chair said that we were actually forced, I'm actually forced to name you and call you out because of your actions, and it is actually not only disrespect to the Parliament, it is severe disrespect to the chair and also to the rules and regulations. And big breaking, because yesterday we saw an unprecedented number of MPs suspended, and yet again today, the lower house, we've seen a suspension of a string of MPs from various opposition parties, and now the lower house will be reconvened at 2, is adjourned till 2, but clearly the chair has not taken it easy. The way the MPs have been mocking the proceedings of the House, mocking the chair, the opposition MPs, and now, Sneha, we saw that how the government also batted for suspension of the remaining MPs. More than 40 of these MPs have been suspended yet again. You've got the big names also included in the list, and clearly this is actually daggers drawn and swords crossed between the government and the opposition.
Absolutely, daggers are drawn. In fact, we have an entire list of members of Parliament. And Mosmi, if you could just give us some more names who have been suspended. In fact, I just do recall, Mosmi, just some time ago, you had a word with Supriya Sule. And you did ask her that there is a chance that you could be suspended as well. And I think she too is in the list of the newly suspended MPs from Lok Sabha, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, Sneha.
Yes.
You know, because earlier in the day, the MPs, the opposition MPs, they had strategized. There was a lot of speculation whether there could be a mass boycott. But they went for the first choice, which was to protest in the same manner as they did in the past when the other MPs were suspended. So they knew that the axe was going to fall on them and they would be suspended. They took placards. We saw them taking posters of the Prime Minister. And, you know, even then, when I was speaking to Supriya Sole, she had a number of placards in her hands. So they were ready and waiting, in fact, for this suspension, which they think is like a badge for them for protesting against the intolerance of the government. And on the other hand, the government, clearly, if you see Prahlad Joshi, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, he got up and he said that we are taking this, he proposed and in fact batted for this suspension, saying the opposition MPs are totally up in arms. They've thrown the rule book out of the window. They are disrespecting the chair and they're disrespecting the entire parliament proceedings, and action needs to be taken. And there you are, the numbers are trickling in. We are told that almost 41 MPs have been suspended, Sneha, and so earlier there were 46 who were suspended in the Lok Sabha, and now add 41 to them. It's about 87 MPs of the opposition, the India Alliance, have been suspended from the lower house of the parliament, which in itself is an unprecedented number. There are still many days remaining to the winter session, important bills, legislations to be passed, but this is the climax of it all, where we are seeing bouts of you know, combat, of offensive and defensive, counter-offensive combat that we've seen, political combat of sorts, that really actually puts the entire parliamentarians in a very poor light because the country is watching. And the update that we have is that there are almost 87 MPs of the Lok Sabha that have been suspended, and the House would reconvene at 2 p.m.
So essentially 46 members of parliament from the upper house, the House of Elders, and we had 46 from Lok Sabha until a few minutes ago. We have in fact 41 more, essentially 87 in Lok Sabha and 46 in Rajya Sabha. Am I correct, Mosmi?
That's right, Sneha, you got the numbers right. Almost 46 plus 41 now. So that's 87, takes the toll of the opposition MPs that have been suspended to 87, and it comes close on the heels of the India party meeting. So clearly this issue would also be deliberated, and the hour to unite and in fact have a consolidated stand against the BJP and the Modi government could be deliberated. So why I'm saying is it's got a huge political impact, a fallout of sorts, where the opposition can cry foul. That's here, there's a dictatorial government that isn't allowing the opposition to speak, and if we speak, we are chucked out of parliament, and so they can cry, play the victim card. But the question really is, at the end of the day, that they will have to go to the people with their argument and whatever their line of contention is, and one will have to wait and see how the public really responds. But importantly, this is a day where we've seen several suspensions, a lot of taxpayers' money that is being spent on the parliament proceedings. You have
undoubtedly
the entire array of employees, and the entire parliament building is thriving when the session is on, and then you have MPs sitting out suspended, crying foul. I think that somewhere this deadlock has really ruined as far as the proceedings of the House are concerned. But
well,
interestingly,
absolutely.
Sneha, yesterday we saw the MPs suspended. Today again, if that act is repeated, it could be an act of defiance against the government that the opposition wanted to stick on.
Okay, remains to be seen what happens when the House convenes again at 2 this afternoon. Be with me, Mosmi. Polemy, in fact, is also getting us more details. Polemy, unheard of. In fact, this session marks just so many firsts, doesn't it? 133 members of parliament will have to sit out for the rest of the session because action has been taken against them.
Absolutely. It's unprecedented, the number of members of parliament who have been suspended across both houses.
Yes.
But this was the strategy, of course, as far as the opposition was concerned. They did consider the idea of a mass boycott of the winter session of parliament, but they then decided that they'll go ahead, whoever has not been suspended, go into both houses of parliament and continue to register their protest, because they wanted to reach the people, that they continue to fight for the people's voice in parliament. And then legislative agenda was virtually carried out, especially the passage later of three very crucial criminal law amendment bills in the absence of the opposition. These are bills that demand a discussion. These are bills that demand a debate. But the opposition was not allowed to speak, is what the opposition strategy was. And today, of course, 41 members of parliament from the Lok Sabha have now been also suspended today. With that, of course, the tally is well over 133 MPs who stand suspended in one session of parliament. This is the highest number of MPs who've been
Paul,
suspended.
I'm just going to come back to you in a moment from now. We have a reaction coming in from Akhilesh Yadav. Let's take a listen.
और अगली बार ये आ गए तो बाबा साहब भीमराव अम्बेडकर जी का संविधान खत्म हो जाएगा. हम और आप इस दरवाजे से नहीं घुस पाएंगे. वो बाहर खड़ा है दरवाजा.
सर लगातार
Okay, Paulmi continues to be with us. Paulmi, you're talking about the fact that 133... Okay, Mosmi, in fact, is also with us for the very latest on that. Mosmi, we also, in fact, got a sense from what the tone or what the defense of the government is going to be, with the Prime Minister setting the tone in today's parliamentary party meeting, in which he said, look, listen, we are here to build a nation, for nation building. That's what the BJP is working for. And the opposition is just doing the exact opposite of this.
Absolutely, Sneha. You know, the line was drawn by the Prime Minister in the morning, and, you know, the government completely towed that line. Absolutely combative, non-apologetic, saying that we've stuck to the rules. This is about maintaining the sanctity of the parliament, of parliament proceedings, and that's why we are forced and urged to take this action, because the opposition in no way is relenting as far as following the rules and regulations are concerned. And it's very interesting, you know, Akhilesh Yadav giving that bite, because Dimple Yadav has been suspended today. We saw her marching in and out with the remaining SP MPs, and somewhere, you know, the opposition wanted to give a united, give a united call, take a united stand as far as these suspensions were concerned. Earlier, there had been precedents where, you know, some MPs were suspended, and then the parties were divided over whether we should boycott or not boycott the House, and many MPs who were suspended in previous sessions felt that they were left out in the cold. So this time round, because there's been a mass suspension, it's been easier for the opposition to rally and get the act of unity as far as, you know, sticking to the defiance mode is concerned. I call it the defiance mode, where, you know, the chair is warning you, constantly telling you don't enter the well, and you repeatedly do it. And more so, they feel that this is a matter that is related to the parliament security. It actually goes till the end of the wire to the Home Ministry and Amit Shah, and they wanted Amit Shah to give a statement on that. They were stuck on that, and somewhere, you know, the line of decency as far as mocking or imitating the chair, disrespecting the chair, one would say was crossed. The government would definitely lashed out at the opposition. The opposition is saying that the government is intolerant. So it's a tit for tat that we've seen throughout the day and yesterday, that actually played out after that parliament security lapse, and ever since then there have been disruptions. One would also argue that the politics of disruption is what the government wouldn't want, but when, you know, the side change, then this disruptive politics is the only way out. But it has been unprecedented, Sneha, that the number of MPs that have been suspended, almost the entire opposition is now sitting out.
That's right, and that is in fact almost in line with their strategy when they did plan to boycott the rest of the winter session, or whatever remains of it. In fact, I'm going to ask you to continue to be with us, Mosmi. That's a top focus story right here. 133 members of parliament are sitting out. Disciplinary action has been taken against them. They've been suspended. Their demands essentially continue. That is going to be a big talking point after this very short break.
सबको बुला के चर्चा कर रहा हूं ना मैं सदन के अंदर।
The Prime Minister breaks his silence on the Parliament security breach on December 13th. In an interview to The Hindu, PM Modi slammed the opposition, saying that there was no need for anyone to politicize the issue. He said that a detained probe would be carried out to find out the truth behind the attack. Meanwhile, the opposition took a jibe at PM Modi's reaction to the security breach, questioning why they were speaking to the media but not in Parliament. Chorus grows for the suspension of BJP MP Pratap Simha, who gave Parliament visitor passes to the suspects. The BJP, in the meantime, went all guns blazing at the Congress, with its top ministers attacking the grand old party over Rahul's unemployment and महंगाई statement.
सबको बुला रहा हूं, प्लीज सबको बुला के चर्चा कर रहा हूं ना मैं सदन के अंदर।
The Parliament session has been a washout so far. Will next week see more disruptions? Bureau Report, India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 23 and minimum 9 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 29 and minimum 25 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 26 and minimum 13 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 16 degrees. Chennai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 27 and minimum 17 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
The very fact that there can't be a smoke without fire, there is something that has happened in Karachi, and definitely he is a wanted terrorist. He's been declared a terrorist in the United States also because of his links with Osama bin Laden and his links with Al-Qaeda. So there is no denying the fact. And everybody would want this man whose involvement, but Pakistan perpetually has been in denial mode, whether it was Salaluddin, whether it was Masood Azhar and Dawood. According to Pakistan, he's not in Pakistan. Very much, we have been providing him addresses that he is there in Clifton, in the house that he was living in. Absolutely everybody knows that this particular White House in the defense colony of theirs, and also the Clifton area, belong to Dawood Ibrahim. And he's one of those who termed by Musharraf also as heroes for them, because nobody in Pakistan would want to do anything. But yes, he's an Indian citizen. He has been sheltered by Pakistan. He's definitely involved in a lot of criminal activities in Mumbai. He is the mastermind of the Mumbai blast, and therefore all these rumors that are there that he may have been poisoned and that he's in the hospital in Karachi where a tire floor has been this thing and nobody seem to know. Internet has been down for about 2 days. I understand the internet has now been restored in Pakistan, but Pakistan itself is in turmoil, and there could be all kinds of things. But definitely, this man is probably the Dawood Ibrahim is likely to have either died or poisoned or something like that has happened. Otherwise, such kind of rumors won't flow from Pakistan.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
In an unprecedented move, 141 MPs from the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha have been suspended from the parliament. We're seeing the ruckus that ensues right outside. I'm Nabila Jamal. We continue tracking those developments. The headlines first. More parliamentarians suspended from the parliament. 49 MPs suspended today. Number of suspensions now stand at 141. Suspended MPs mock the Rajya Sabha chairman, Jagdeep Dhankar. Rahul seen filming a video of mockery. Dhankar lashes out at Rahul. MPs say, may God give Rahul good sense. Prime Minister Modi slams the opposition over protests in the parliament. The Prime Minister accuses the opposition of siding with breach. Accused says BJP will fill opposition's empty seats by 24. Ahead of crucial India bloc huddle in Delhi, the race for Prime Minister's face intensifies with JDU batting for Nitish Kumar, TMC backing Mamta Banerjee. CM face even as Uddhav says alliance must pick a face.
Rahul Gandhi should say openly, I am not in the prime ministerial race. I am out of this prime ministerial race.
No, why you will say like this? It is after election, everybody will decide.
Kejriwal to skip ED summons in Liquorgate case. Delhi Chief Minister to go ahead with mediation retreat, or rather the meditation retreat that he goes for every year, won't appear before the Enforcement Directorate on the 21st. And a big blow for the Muslim side on Gyanvapi verdict. All 5 pleas of the Muslim side has been rejected by Allahabad High Court. The High Court rejects maintainability plea. All right, day 2 of suspensions and the ruckus continues right in the parliament with 49 Lok Sabha MPs axed earlier, 46 Lok Sabha MPs suspended, 95, and these are numbers that have been coming in on the number of suspensions on day 2. We see the number of MPs who have been suspended in total Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha now stands at 141. This is certainly the biggest blow, and maybe we could call this an unprecedented move where we've never seen these many MPs from the parliament who've been suspended en masse. Possibly the first time in history we see that 141 MPs have been suspended from the parliament, and many of them outside protesting. We saw some of the MPs there, one of them, the TMC MP, also mocking Jagdeep Dhankar, the Vice President. But while that said, while they are having light moments on the outside, some of the MPs, we still are looking at this as an unprecedented development with 141 MPs from the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha who've been axed the first time in history. Maushmi joining us for more on that. Maushmi, 141 MPs of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha suspended. Have we seen something like this ever in the past?
You know, Nabila, this is unprecedented. You know, we've seen suspensions earlier. They've been in terms of dozens, but it's unprecedented that these number of MPs have been suspended and, you know, more so in one day. So, and that's clearly, you know, that the government has drawn the battle lines. It happened yesterday, and the opposition MPs decided to repeat the same act of protest and protest in the same manner as far as sloganeering in placards showing is concerned. And the government was also in a combative mode. They've got their line from the Prime Minister in the morning where he spoke about BJP and the government.
All right, stay with us. Stay with us, Maushmi. I'm going to quickly cut across to one of the suspended NC MP, Hasnain Masoodi, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Masoodi, here we're looking at all MPs who are outside, nearly 141 who've been suspended. They've been sent out for the remainder of the winter session. This is the first time in history, we could call it. The numbers, sheer numbers of 141 in a single day. How does the opposition view it?
I mean, say, Parliament is all about debate and discussion. All that we requested was that let us there be a little debate and let Honorable Home Minister come and make a statement about the breach, the security breach. Tell us that what are the steps proposed to be taken to ensure that such a breach does not take place in future. And second is that whatever information you could share about the inputs here about the way the lapse was committed. This is all we demanded, and if we don't demand it in the House, then why else is to be discussed? House in session and every statement is expected to be made by Honorable Home Minister or Honorable Prime Minister in the House. Instead, what is being done is that Prime Minister and Home Minister, they make a statement outside the House. But that is not part of, the practice. It is observed, universally observed in parliamentary democracy in a system like ours, where Parliament is next to Constitution and every statement is to be made by in the Parliament. See, what is the harm if you make a statement in the House? You just recount that what the breach, and you say that you give the background, or you also assure that nothing like this will be a step will be taken, that nothing like this happens in days to come in future. So that was all about. There was no kind of controversy.
All right.
Except a simple request that a statement should be made regarding the breach that happened a few days back.
Mr. Masoodi, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to continue tracking that very closely. Dimple Yadav has also spoken to India Today. Let's cut across.
यादव जी, ये सरकारी आरोप लगा रही है कि आप लोग बेल में आते हैं और हंगामा करते हैं, हाउस को चलने नहीं देते हैं, जरूरी मुद्दे रह जाते हैं. We have great respect and regard for the Prime Minister and for the Home Minister of the country. और हम बस यही चाहते हैं कि 13 दिसंबर की घटना हुई है, जो इंटरनेशनल सिक्योरिटी का भी मामला है, कि इस पे आके हमारी बात सुनी जाए होम मिनिस्टर द्वारा. और जो 13 MPs को जो सस्पेंड किया गया है वो रिवोक उनका सस्पेंशन. दिस इज ऑल व्हाट द ऑपोजिशन MPs वांट. लेकिन उनका ये कहना है कि पहले तय हुआ था जब एक बार मीटिंग हुई थी कि कोई मीटिंग नहीं आएगा, कोई बिल नहीं आएगा, हंगामा नहीं करेगा. ऐसा कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में तो दिया नहीं गया है कि आप लेकर लेके जा रहे हैं. इट्स अ वे ऑफ हम लोग अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं कि वी आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद द प्रोसीडिंग्स ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. सो इट वाज जस्ट दैट. धन्यवाद. अशोक सिंघल, दिल्ली.
All right, Maushmi is still with us. Maushmi, over to you. We see these images from right outside the Parliament, all MPs coming together to protest. Do you believe that the opposition looks at it as a boost to their India bloc meeting that happens today? This is one of those unifying factors possibly that will propel all India bloc members to come together with one cause.
See, clearly, all the party leaders, supremos and chiefs are camping in Delhi for that big India party meet, and just this suspension comes close on the heels of that meeting that's supposed to happen at 3 p.m. today. So clearly, and we saw Sharad Pawar writing a letter to the Rajya Sabha chairman. We've seen Akhilesh Yadav respond to the suspension. So after the bitterness of what happened in the assembly elections and how the Congress actually cornered, elbowed the other alliance partners out, this could well be issue to reunite, a topic to reunite, definitely could give the Congress party a talking point, take the heat out of the entire discussion, because we've seen how in Samna the Shiv Sena has blasted the Congress, talking about how it wanted to eat the entire cake, and how the Congress, you know, wanted to sideline all the others. Now the defeat was of the Congress party. So they've been very strict in slamming the Congress. So definitely it could change the topic.